Hi there. I think most of us know by now would have gone through ChatGPT, the chat bot. And some of us, they are a little uncomfortable with ChatGPT in the context of jobs prospects and all those things, because they are thinking, whether their jobs are safe or not. And I recall my days when I had begun my career in mid 90s, and there was an emergence of computer systems. People by then also said the same thing, that with the rise of internet, with the rise of computer systems, now most of the people will lose their jobs. Things are going from manual to so-called automation and so on and so forth, right? But what happened actually? Did we lose the job? No, I don't think. Definitely those who were not able to upgrade themselves. I keep saying that one has to constantly upgrade when it comes to your psychological, spiritual, emotional, social, technological aspects. One has to be always in the nerves of the markets. We understand ChatGPT is one chatbot, which will not just give answers to your questions, but it will make even the letter of intents and agreement, deals, business deals, the entire detailed work it can do for you, even when it comes to editing work. Or maybe I came to know that it can write some good romantic poems as well. Yeah. So yeah, definitely people are little concerned, and you'd see a lot of stuff floating on social media when it comes to chat gpt. Yeah. But I have this logic, and it may sound a little fuzzy. I have gut feel, and I have hunch that it's fine, no problem. It's not just chat gpt. Maybe later down the line we will interact with humanoids. They will be like more superior to us what we are now. So is it really a matter of concern or something like? As long as we know what's our role, what are our USPs as a human, and what benefits we have being a human. Or ChatGPT, or be it any system, humanoid, they are good in answering. But when it comes to questioning, it's we people play important role. As long as we have this quest, this ability to question them, I think will be always required. Our presence will be strongly felt. We won't get obsolete. From beat any market. As long as you give creative inputs, constructive inputs, and you have a very different spectrum. Huge, wider and deeper spectrum of questioning things, of probing things. Co-exploring and co-evolving approach. I think we'll be always there. Our demand will be always there as a human being. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's not a matter of getting panic. Yeah, it's basically to understand the tonic, and the tonic is basically keep working on yourself. So today, keeping this in mind, if I may pick up wonderful book. Last year I had picked up this book, The Fuzzy and the Techie. The Fuzzy and the Techie. On the cover page it says, hardly makes a timed and compelling case for the humanities and humanness in an era of the coder and the engineer. Yeah. Now who's Hartley? Hartley is actually an author of this book, and who's saying this about Hartley is Anand Mahindra, Chairman Mahindra Group. So this book, The Fuzzy and the Techie, is by Scott Hartley, and the forward is by S.D. Shibulal, co-founder and former CEO of Infosys. The Fuzzy and the Techie. I think most of you would have guessed what this Fuzzy and the Techie. Yes, this is a blend of right brain and left brain. The fuzzy people, and the fuzzy people who are beyond so-called conventional logics. You recall the fuzzy logic when it comes to certain electronic gadgets. For example, fuzzy logic, I remember when I used to work with some electronic company, FMCG organization, the fuzzy logic in washing machine. It was a different kind of logic, fuzzy logic, which I understand and which I understood is basically the machine is able to take different possible options or alternatives for combating certain problem, different possible solutions. On the similar lines, I had reviewed one book of Edward D. Bono on Six Thinking Hats. He was talking about lateral thinking. Lateral thinking is not just critical focus thinking on a certain subject, problem solving aspect, but different possible options, different possible alternatives to optimize that particular situation and arrive at most suited solution in that given context. So this fuzzy logic, and then later on I think neurofuzzy logic was also used by the washing machine. Why the liberal arts will rule the world, I mean the fuzzy and the techie, why the liberal arts will rule the world. Now what liberal arts is not so called pertinent to only the art stream, the course, studying the sociology, political science and so on and so forth. But liberal arts, I think most of us are aware now it's taking now it's catching up very fast in India as well, and there are certain universities in India that they are into liberal arts since quite a number of years. Well, we here, the very premier university where I served for last couple of years, 4 or 5 years, is Chitkara University, located at Chandigarh. We do have a liberal arts program. It's soon after your 12th standard. And it's amazing, the kind of subject combinations, So when it comes to Chitkara University, so we do have a liberal arts program soon after 12, and we offer unique integrated major degree programs like BA, BB and BSc. For example, BA in English and Creative Writing, BA in Philosophy, Economics and Political Science, BA in International Relations and Cultural Studies, BBA in Finance, Economics and Computer Science, and BSc in Computer Science and Mathematics. So these majors require prerequisite course in maths or science. Many prerequisite courses are offered to students in first year as extra classes. What is the program overview? The integrated major degree programs are global in their approach. These are not double degree but combination of related fields and enable students to adopt new approaches to study a particular field in connection with other disciplines. What are the careers? When it comes to the careers, dear boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, employers these days look for creative and empathetic team members who have the skills that the humanities teach: critical thinking, complex problem solving, written and oral communication. A liberal arts degree equips students with these skills along with other necessary tools to succeed. Job avenues for liberal arts graduates include advertisement, definitely, because lot of critical thinking is involved, and creative visualization is involved. So, then computer sciences, financial analysis, design journalism, content creation, marketing, publishing, translator, public relations, so on and so forth. So this is really amazing now when it comes to the liberal arts. One of my very favorites, and most of the CEOs, even in this book, the fuzzy and the techie, which Hartley is talking about, most of the top CEOs across the globe, these people are a combination of both, for example, say music and math. Even when you Google out about liberal arts, you will see like Romans and Greeks, centuries ago, they would love to have this different and diverse combinations of subjects studying together. Somebody is excelling in music, at the same time is doing very well when it comes to mathematics. But for example, philosophy and physics. Now these are my very favorite subjects, philosophy and physics. Are you able to relate the physics with the philosophy? And you will see there are many people like David Bohm. What's in this book is, as I told you, the liberal arts involves both the brains, the right brain, which is artistic. For example, studying the subjects wherein your right brain is involved, like your creative visualization. Yeah, I have just gone through certain subjects right now. They're like coming from the art side, the artistic sides, the artistic abilities, the creative side, yes. And at the same time, when it comes to your left brain, when it comes to your science, could be your math, could be your computer science, and rest of the things which are coming out of STEM. The contents of this book: the role of the fuzzy in a techie world, where's the find terrorist button, the democratization of technology tools, algorithms that serve, how to crack that algorithm, and making our technology moral, ethical, enhancing the ways we learn, building a better world and the future jobs. the future of jobs. This is amazing. What I really like about this book, they have taken, certain case studies, the success stories of people who were very good when it comes to their fuzzy approach in life. Artistic in their life, and who teamed up with the people who were very good when it comes to analytical bent of mind, the Techie side. And this deadly combo worked very well when it comes to the organization success, or maybe the industry success, right? So adding the human factor to big data, because everything boils down to data now. So how to add this human, factor, comprehend, combat, and conquer the future demand, future challenges, and sustain in our lives when it comes to personal aspect. It could be the professional fronts. Things are changing. I think most of us are able to recognize and realize this truth that gone the days where we were like so-called good only in analytics, and that was more than sufficient, more than enough. But now the things are very different. Even if you are analytical, and if you are not able to see things as one entity, one unity rather, what Albert Einstein said, that space and time is one singularity, not the philosophical mumbo jumbo stuff, but something very practical things. So only the people who are able to combine their left as well as right brains and able to make the best of this, I think they'll be able to not just survive and sustain, but they'll be able to keep on succeeding in their lives when it comes to personal as well as professional. So abundance, huge infinite potential lurks in our brains, everybody's brain. And the brain experts says that we hardly utilize our brain, maybe 6 to 7% or 8%. I really don't know about it, but yes, I believe in that. The known is always like a drop in an ocean, and there is always scope to improve and learn more and apply and have new experience. That's what, with new experience, neuron grows, and maybe the IQ grows, understanding grows, and the wisdom ripens, isn't it? So don't get confused, but get infused with this truth that we have humongous potential in all of us, and we should be able to make the best of it, not getting biased and conditioned and traumatized, or getting into a habit of catastrophizing. Look at the brighter side, look at the brilliant side, look at the benevolent side, and there is always a hope and a scope, both. And this is actually evident today when you go through good work. To strike the balance is wisdom. That's my perspective. And in fact, I have seen people who are able to strike the balance in life, in both the ends. I think they've been more successful. Peace and prosperity, both. Yeah, we should be able to do. It's not that I'm talking about jack of all, master of none, but at least you should have multiple things in your kitty, in your arsenal. And multitasking is actually unavoidable in this world now. Many people, though, they say multitasking is whimsical, it's nonsense. But multitasking for me is not inviting problems to your life. For example, a juggler who juggles with multiple balls in a circus, you have seen. So it's basically training the mind. If you train the mind is such a beautiful device, including the body. It can do wonders. It's so magical. Yeah. So slowly and steady. So one task I can do, two tasks I can do. I'm trained to do 2-3 tasks. If I'm able to train my mind and experience and practice multiple tasks, not losing on even a single task, not in a greed to do so many things and try to showcase that you are multi-talented and super achiever. Not in that context, ladies and gentlemen. But time has come that on our table there are multiple tasks. Sometimes personal things, and professional things come. So how you prioritize the things, and how you plan the things, and avoid the procrastination, and able to solve those things, utilizing the technology, at its best, and then living a very peaceful and prosperous life. I think that's what the wisdom lies. Yeah, and that's what I believe in liberal arts. That's what I believe in. The combination. That you being truly all-rounder, a personality which is very holistic personality. We can definitely invoke the genius in us, when it comes to both the dimensions. We build multiple dimensions, and we can have a very successful, and then we can have a very peaceful and prosperous life, at all times. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you very much.